Believe it or not, I get very busy on Instagram trying to reply to all of you guys who are asking me questions on a daily basis, and the one that I have been inundated most with recently is how can I lose weight? Still to this day, I don't feel like I've actually answered that question as thorough as I possibly can, so hopefully this video can be used for those of you that are still asking me that question, because that's effectively what this video is going to be. It's going to be a little bit of knowledge and tips on how to lose weight. Conversely, I will also do another video on how to gain weight. Basically ask those two questions a lot. Either people want to lose weight or they want to gain muscle. And just a quick one to interject, guys, I'd just like to announce to all of my fitness channel viewers, if you didn't know already, I'm now a Myprotein athlete. So if you do shop at Myprotein, there is a link in my description and in my about page to the Myprotein website. You can use REVE35 for 35% off. Just like to say once again as well, I've mentioned this over on Instagram, but thank you very much for the support throughout the whole of this fitness journey, without whom probably wouldn't be a Myprotein athlete. So thanks to those of you that watch these videos. So tips on how to lose weight. In theory, the science is very simple, but in practice, it's definitely a lot harder to execute. Effectively, in order to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Now, this implies that you are eating less calories than you are burning throughout the day. It's a pretty simple process of weighing up the amount of calories that you consume versus the amount of calories that you expend. If you're in a negative balance where you've expended more than you've consumed, you will lose weight. There is a video addressing calorie maintenance, weight management and calorie maintenance on my channel. I will link that in the description. You can go over to that, just because I do talk about that science a little bit more in depth. But the basics are, you need to be burning more calories than you are eating every single day if you want to consistently lose weight. Now, the healthiest way to do this is to not undercut yourself so far that you end up destroying your digestion system, basically causing you to be constipated because the amount of calories you are not eating. Essentially, what I'd recommend is to be 20% under your calorie maintenance, in that sort of area of deficit, to maintain a healthy gut, healthy bodily systems, essentially not starving yourself, and you can still function properly on a day-to-day basis, but you're still in a calorie deficit. Now, the most effective way to know whether or not you're in a calorie deficit is to track what you eat. Each food that you consume from supermarkets, from restaurants, every bit of food that you consume, including supplements, has a barcode and nutritional information which can be put into various calorie tracking apps like MyFitnessPal in order to see how many calories you are consuming. Because in a lot of cases, trust me when I say this, you will be eating more calories than you think you are, especially if you're finding it difficult to lose weight. So if you break your food intake down to the actual maths, you'll find it essentially impossible to be incorrect on how much you're eating throughout the day. Some of these tips as well, guys, you may be watching this and think, flipping heck, man, I already know this stuff. Why am I even watching this video? Obviously, the basics are always going to be repeated, but they work. Fundamentally, they work. The basics are always so important. Speaking of basic, another basic point to losing weight is to be doing weight training. Weight-bearing exercise promotes muscle development, and muscles require more energy to function than other tissues in the body. They are highly metabolic, and if you have more muscle, which is what you will do if you do weight training, naturally you'll be burning more calories throughout the day. And of course, the more muscles you're using when you are weight training, the better, which is why I'd suggest using heavy compound movements, because they burn the most calories with each rep performed. A bicep curl burns nowhere near as many calories as a squat does, purely because you are using less muscle mass. So if you can, try and incorporate compound movements into your routines. So your squats, your deadlifts, your bench presses, dips, military presses, rows. There are so many big based compound movements that require a lot of muscle usage to perform. And obviously, guys, if we're losing weight, we should be doing cardio. But my stance on cardio is that it should be used as a tool, not as a dependency. It should be used in order to burn extra calories to get yourself into that deficit, but you shouldn't rely on it in order to lose weight. That should be done through weight training and in your diet, mostly in your diet. A majority of weight loss is down to your diet. So by doing more cardio but neglecting your diet is not a healthy balance towards losing weight. The high intensity cardio and low intensity steady state cardio are both really powerful weapons in your arsenal against the battle of losing weight. Use them effectively, but don't rely on them. I've done other videos mentioning HIIT cardio, list cardio, etc. So if you want to go and check them out, you can. And of course, when you are training, you need to recover, and the best way to recover is by sleeping. Sleep a lot, at least 8 hours a night, in order to properly refuel and properly recover, because all of the bodily processes that are healthy and beneficial for you occur throughout sleep. That is where your muscles repair themselves. And of course, another major point to remember is drinking a lot of water. Make sure you're getting at least 6 to 8 glasses, large glasses, let's go with large glasses of water a day, every single day. Liquid intake is really, really important for every aspect of life. Drinking water should never be neglected, and especially if you're trying to lose weight, drinking water is absolutely essential. Not only does water contain absolutely 0 calories, it's a vital component of the body, it's present in all tissues, it's necessary for healthy digestive systems, liver, kidneys. It basically allows homeostasis and bodily functions to perform properly. Drink a lot of water, guys. Don't neglect drinking water. You can often find that the more water you drink as well, the less hungry you are. I often tend, when I feel like I need a snack, to drink a glass of water. Bloats your stomach up, you feel less hungry because your stomach is full. It's basically a double-edged sword. Drinking 0 calories, but you're also no longer hungry. And likewise, if you're drinking more water, I would also recommend to stop drinking fizzy drinks. If you enjoy fizzy drinks, it's kind of tough to limit yourself, to wean yourself off drinking fizzy drinks, but fizzy drinks are, well, I mean, it's pretty plain and simple. They taste amazing, but they're no way near as healthy as drinking water is. I shouldn't have to explain that. Most people realize that water is a way more healthy alternative than fizzy drinks. But even the 0 calorie fizzy drinks aren't that healthy for you. They contain a lot of additives and sweeteners, etc. So slowly wean yourself off the dependency of having fizzy drinks if you tend to drink a lot of them. Switch to water gradually, like just replace a fizzy drink or 2 throughout the day with water, and then eventually you'll realize that all you drink is water as opposed to fizzy drinks. Also as well, guys, try to do more active things. If you tend to have a trip to work that requires going on the tube or using an escalator. Whoops. Right, so it turns out that delivery was from Myprotein. Wasn't lying. But anyway, where were we? Yes, doing more active things throughout the day is obviously an easy way of increasing the amount of calories you're burning. For example, if you tend to take the escalator to work, just use the stairs instead. And especially as well for those of you that are watching this, and if you're a gamer, you play a lot of video games, you tend to be quite sedentary after school or whenever you tend to play video games, you don't really tend to move a lot. This is a really cool tip. After each game you play, instead of just rolling into the next game, try and do something physical in between, even if it's like 10 squats or 10 press-ups. After 10 games of FIFA, you can imagine you're not only going to be less stressed because you are doing the exercises, but you'll have racked up 100 press-ups in that time. And as always, food and diet is a massive part of fat loss. It's roughly 80% of the battle, 20% comes in training. But if you are dedicating yourself to losing weight, it has to be 100% and 100%. Diet is just as important as training, and training is just as important as diet. If they're not both in sync, then you won't get optimal results and you'll kind of lose motivation. But especially for the diet, you need to keep it healthy, you need to keep it a balanced diet. Carbs and fat aren't the enemy. Just a quick Google search and you'll be able to discover what are healthy carbs and what are healthy fats that you can implement in your dietary sort of requirements, lifestyles, your diet. Yeah, your diet. What you eat. But not only this, you still want to be keeping your protein intake super duper duper high, because that is where you'll help develop those muscles. And obviously, like we spoke about before, the more muscle you have, the more calories you'll be burning. So keep your protein intake high, which is why, for me anyway, I find supplements like whey protein really, really effective, because not only are they a really convenient source of protein, but they're so quick, easy to use. And if I have 1 scoop of this in water, I am getting 25 grams of protein. And it's always cool to be self-aware. When you're going out for meals with your family, just ask for salad instead of the chips. Make healthier life choices that you know when you speak to yourself in your head, you go, I've made a correct decision there, I'm happy with that. And of course, the biggest tip that I can give is life doesn't have to be about restrictions. It's not about saying no to that food or that food, yes to only those foods. It's about having a balance and working out what works for you individually. So many people try and follow other people's plans and guides, etc., and it might not work for them. So they get demotivated, they don't find the results they're looking for. Every person on this earth is individual. Find out what works for you and then just continually repeat it. If you do follow that simple structure of finding out what your individual requirements are, you'll find a lot more success than if you try and follow the X-Fad diet or whatever this bodybuilder's doing or whatever this fitness athlete's doing. Find out what works for you and stay consistent with it. In fitness, the tortoise always beats the hare. Think long term, but also think day to day, because that's where the battle is won. There is no point in having a week of disciplined eating and training if you're just gonna have like 4 pizzas and burgers at the weekend, because you're gonna undo all of that hard work that you've spent trying to lose weight. So remember, small changes to your life will equal big changes down the line. Start small, break it down, work on the individual stuff that you can change day to day, and then eventually, hopefully, you'll start seeing results, losing weight. If this video has helped you in any way, shape or form, please do leave it a like. Thank you for watching as per usual. As I say, I will be doing another converse video or contrasting video on how to gain weight and gain muscle. For those of you that find it difficult in gaining weight, e.g. hard gainers, there will be that coming out soon. Remember, if you are looking for any sort of protein, any clothing, in fact, anything Myprotein related, there's a link in the description. Use REEF35 for 35% off your whole order. Thank you for watching this video as per usual, guys, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Adios.